this here's Jim Bob.
Right now you're watching Whiskey, Wheels, and Wrenching.
Alright, today on Wheels, Whiskey, and Wrenching, working on that YJ, we're going to take a look at that seat. Because that seat, there's something wrong with it. Let's take a walk and look at it. As you can see, the frame is all rusted. But here's the main problem. It's right here. Oh, I guess it's right there. That thing has a broken bolt. And right here, you can kind of see it's broken. So we're going to have to take this thing out, clean it up, fix it, and give her a paint job and put her back in. See what happens. First thing we need to do is get this door off, just because it'll give us a little more room. Just gonna give her a bath with some WD-40 here. There are some love taps on the right there. Help getting it up off. Remember, if you're gonna do this, be careful. Now that that's off, you gotta make sure you set it down somewhere where you're not gonna scratch the paint on the bottom of the door. You don't want that paint getting messed up. Now we got some room to really get in here and get to work. Now what we're gonna need here to get these bolts out, at least in this Jeep, because face facts, if you have a Jeep, somebody's probably already did some work to it, and they probably gotta change some things around. This one here happens to have a number 14 socket holding the front screw and the back screw down on opposite sides. Who knows what we're gonna encounter. One down. That there is 3 of the 4 bolts out. Now again, it was a little bit of a struggle, but here's one of the problems you commonly come into. That bolt there isn't even being held in. So there were only 2 bolts in the seat. Alright, now that the seat's out, we can better inspect this frame. This side here, which would be the inside part to the gear shift, don't look too bad. There's the one that didn't have a nut on it. That does not want to come up. Give it a couple hits with the hammer. It doesn't want to come out of there. So we're going to try to clean up them threads. Maybe we can still use it. Now, if you look at the other side, it don't look so good. You got a pretty good split right there where it's rusted and screwed up, and the outside's pretty rusty and looks like crap. So what we're going to do is we're going to clean this up, clean all this rust off of here as best we can. Get that, where is it? Try to get that one there out, because there's a little bit there. I might be able to grab I can't keep it shut. There's a little bit there. I might be able to grab a hold of it and get it out of there. But other than that, it's going to need some wire wheeling, some fresh paint. And like I said, we got to fix this right here, because that cannot be there. What we'll probably do is put a plate on the inside here, like there, to bridge that. Where's my finger? A plate across there to bridge that hole. Put a hole through it to run a new bolt down through the floor. That way it's good and tight and secure. Alright, now what we're going to do is to clean up this rusted bolt here. We're going to use this 3/8 cutter right here. This is for cutting bolts and making bolts, or in this instance we're going to use it to clean up the threads. If you don't have yourself a set of these, you got to get yourself some, because they will come in handy like you wouldn't believe. Lube that up a little bit. Oops. That there's like a new bolt. Something else to notice is there's a little bit of play here. I didn't want to, but I think we're going to take the seat off. That way we have just this rail here, this rack, the arm that it sits on. That way we can tighten those bolts, because there's 2 bolts inside of here that hold the bottom piece to the main top piece. So we take that apart, take the seat off, get that all tightened up, get all that play out of there. It's just rattling and slop. We don't need that. Now, I find I'm getting lazy, so I'm going to use an impact wrench. This is a T9 number 40, or just a T40, whatever. Just makes the job so much easier. Alright, apparently we got to use a wrench to crack it loose first. As it turns out, that one there, which you can barely see, that one will come out. Take some work, but it'll come out. That one there, however, well, it's stripped, it's done, and ain't coming out. The wrench wasn't working, so we had to bring out the impact. And tried the other drill, didn't have enough mustard to it. Tried the little cordless impact, it didn't work. Tried the big impact, like I said, it'll turn that one, but that one there just stripped it right out. So luckily, we're able to get the seat back far enough that we can get up under here, under there somewhere. Try to tighten that one down. I'm not going to do all of it, but it'll do a little bit. Well, it's pouring down rain, so it's probably a little hard to hear me, but I ran into a bit of a problem. Tried to take the back off. We're going to try to take the back bolts out, maybe swing it around, tighten it up somehow, and then this is what happened. Got the back one out like that. This side didn't come out. Now I know what you're thinking. Why did it come out? Well, it's pretty simple. Broke the damn key. Right there's the top of it. Snapped it right off. Snapped it right off. Damn it. Had to break out the old trusty hand one where you got to actually do it by yourself without the use of power tools. It's ridiculous. Put that back one back in. We're just going to leave it loose. We're going to leave it rattle a little bit. It adds character. It's a Jeep. Now that we started bringing parts, let's get to grinding. We got to wire wheel some of that rust off there so the new paint's going to stick, and we need some shiny spots so whenever we weld a new piece of plate on there, it's got something to grab to. Sometimes working on a Jeep ain't fun. Other times it's a blast. That ain't true, it's never fun. Safety first. Put the spectacles on. All right, warm in here. See my boob sweat. All right, that bolt there. Tried taking it off with some vice grips, trying to grab a hold of it and twist it out of there. It ain't coming out, so we're gonna grind it off flat and drill it out and put a new bolt in there altogether. We're gonna use a 21/64 bit. It's about the right size. We're gonna have to center tap it first. Well, it's already drawn first blood. First blood of the Jeep. Took the center punch there, tapper, put it on there, tapped it, made a little dent in it. Couldn't get this bit to start. Moved to a smaller bit, slipped off, ran a bit right across my finger, and now we got first blood. Alright, we'll get this thing going. Now we're rolling. Safety first, wear your glasses. Probably should wear gloves too, but hell with that. This bit ain't cutting for shit. It's a little bit better. Probably not the best place to have your hand, but you ain't got much to hold on to. So as it turns out, when I started drilling crooked. Because this thing's on its edge and hard to be straight with. Yeah. So, what happens is, a lot of the time with me, is I find that when things are going slow, I try to speed it up. It's probably not the best idea, but I still try. Where'd my glasses go? See if we can't punch that through there. Now, being that it's threaded, it's probably not going to go through. But the hole itself isn't threaded. It's just all rust in there. So I'm hoping by heating it up with the drill and getting some of it drilled out, punch some of it out. Oh, I see a crack, so it might be working. Give it a couple more love taps. Oh yeah. Well, something interesting happened. Now here, you can see the power of rust. It actually, the hole there where it was at, the rust actually grabbed onto the metal so much that it bent the metal. That's how dangerous rust can be. Because it can actually melt or weld, or however you want to say it, the steel to itself. Well, you got to get in there and try to cut that off and get it straightened out and fix it. Now that we got that off there, I think what we're going to do is we're going to take us a washer, a good thick heavy washer, like this one. We're going to weld it right on top of there, the whole way around. Well, actually, we'll weld it on the inside. That way, that broken piece right there has got a lot more support to it. Because remember, down here, we still got to fix all this, which we're going to have to cut and make a plate to go over that to cover up all that ugliness. We'll probably cut that ugliness out of it, put a new plate in there. Alright, as you can see, or maybe you can't see, I don't know, it's a little tight in there. I have a washer in there, underneath there, and I have these two vice grips pulling the metal together. So that way when I weld that washer in there, it's going to fill that in. I'm also going to take a little extra weld and fill that little piece there in. That way you got a nice little round hole there. But yeah, you can't really see in there too well. You can see the washer up there. Alright, let's get her in place. Don't burn your seat. Forgot about that. Don't catch your seat on fire. Forgot all about that part. That's really hot in there. Don't burn yourself. As you can see, or not see, I guess you can see, it's not the prettiest, but it's definitely better than it was. Now it's going to hold. Alright, now we got to take care of that ugly spot. Part of being a mechanic is you make things work. That's not true. Part of being a cheap mechanic is you make things work. I found a piece of this stuff here. Nice thing is, it's already got holes in it. So I just got to measure for the length I need. Cut a little chunk out of it, maybe like down here or like that. Line up the bolt hole with one of these holes. Should be pretty good to go. Hopefully. Don't try to grab it with your bare hands. It's going to be hot. Use pliers. Just like that. It's going to be real hot for a while. Alright, we got that piece welded there and in place. So now we're going to have to give it a weld. Also had to make sure that the bolt... I put the vice grips right over top of the hole. But now I can't get the bolt out. There we go. Had to make sure that the bolt goes through the hole, which it does. So now I just got to weld her in place. Alright, there you have it. Can't really tell a difference. And the only people that are going to complain about it are your rich friends that have enough money to go buy themselves a new seat thing. I mean, as you can see, it ain't the prettiest. But I guarantee you it's stronger than it was whenever it was factory made. Because it's a hell of a lot thicker. Let's get this thing painted up and get ready to put it back in. As you can see, I just wrapped some plastic around it. I really didn't do too much. I don't care that much. I'm using this here Rust-Oleum Professional High Performance Enamel. 15 minutes fast dry, high output tip, 50% faster coverage. And the tip just flew right off when I opened it. Alright, now that we got the tip, put that on without spraying ourselves. Alright. This stuff here is pretty good paint. That's why I'm using it. Alright, let's paint her up. Alright, we're going to let that dry. About an hour. Give it an hour or so. That way it really dries good. And we'll slap her back in the Jeep. Well, been about an hour. And mostly dry. Let's get it back in the Jeep. Sometimes you got to use something to line it up a bit because it doesn't always go in straight. It's where a screwdriver comes in handy. And other times, you say to hell with it, you get a bigger bolt. When all else fails, you change your strategy. As you can see, it's back in, and there ain't no rocking. All right, the track might need a little bit of grease in there, a little bit of WD-40. Other than that, though, she's back in, not too bad. Most jobs on a Jeep are kind of like this. You start out thinking 4 bolts, take it out, fix the hole, put it back in, no problem. Anybody that has a Jeep and anybody that's done some wrenching on a Jeep, especially an older one, is going to tell you things don't ever go as planned. What could have been a 5-minute job, 10-15 minute job, ends up being about 3 to 4 hours. Really makes you wonder why the hell we like doing this. Well, till next time, come back and see some more work get done to this Jeep YJ here. Hopefully it doesn't go as poorly as today did. More than likely it will. That's the nature of wrenching on your own Jeep. Alright, this here's Clint signing off. See you next time. Whiskey Wheels and Wrenching, working on the YJ. Alright. This right here is what we dread most. You see it? Snapped it off. Where the heck did it go? Yeah, I don't even know. It's in here somewhere. Oh, right there. As you can see, snapped the bolt right off. Like I said, that's what you fear the most whenever you're wrenching on your own Jeep. Stuff like that happens. It's a shame, but it's what it is. This passenger seat was a little shaky as well, so now it's a lot shaky. I figured I'd just check this one out and tighten it down while I was here. Well, that's a project for another day now.